Hey, this is Brent from Path and Tarot, and we're going to be taking a look at two of the decks that are part of the 3-deck Path and Tarot suite. This is the fresh print of these cards. It's really exciting for me as the creator of the deck to see these decks for the first time, play with them, and showcase them all to you, to show you what's been going on, and show you some cool things to do with tarot deck design, but also you just bring your attention to some cool features that are part of this deck. Very soon you'll be able to buy this deck online on a print-on-demand service on Make Playing Cards. So if this is something that you thought, hey, that's kind of cool, I want to have that, I want to have this deck, I want to use it, then this is kind of one of its oddball features that may draw it to you potentially. But yeah, let's take a look at these two decks, and I'll show you something really cool, something that in terms of like tarot and like art design, like I didn't really think about this, but it's a pretty cool thing. So if you take your tarot deck and just kind of fan it out this way, you can kind of see this pattern come about. So there's a part of this is the tarot deck, by the way. Oh, that's not the best card to have at the bottom, the star. That's better, isn't it? Yeah, all right. So there's a, back to it, there's a strip of cards that are all facing the same way. So as you can see the design, there's a strip of it right here. And as you see this chunk here, this is where all the cards are facing either up or down. They're not facing the same way, and they're all mixed up. So you get that design in this part of the deck. So you can see the difference. So when the deck gets used, you should end up with something more like that. But isn't that a cool thing that occurs because of the design of the back of the card? It's weirdly not exactly symmetrical. It kind of looks symmetrical, doesn't it? Feels like it's the same upside or down, but it isn't, because then you can have it fanned out like that, and you'll actually see that a pattern becomes apparent when the cards are all mixed up like that. So it's kind of a cool thing, and you get that effect on all parts of the deck. It's easier to see on the side there. But that's a cool thing that happens. When you fan it the other way, nothing much happens until you get to the elemental deck here, where again the key to that whole fanning effect happens because the color and all the design goes right to the edge of it, right? So you get this cool like spectrograph kind of like visual of the state of the deck. So here, let's fan it that way. So these are all mixed up a little bit more properly. So this is something that you would see. Here, let's kind of cup the light a bit. So this is kind of what you would see, because the cards are all mixed up, facing up, right side up, upside down, and all that. It's pretty neat. It almost reminds me of like maybe like a rug design or something, like some digital kind of thing. It's really cool. So you get that effect, and then you fan it this way, and again you get this other color effect from mixing up all the cards like that. It's pretty neat. It's just a feature of how this particular deck works. In a weird way, it sort of creates this like sensory leak that kind of, well, could like trigger your subconscious to know something that you may not know right away. But the idea of this tarot deck, and sorry, not tarot deck, the elemental deck. Originally, I made it so that I could make myself like a home brewed Zener card deck, where I could do ESP testing on myself through like card guessing. So there's 5 sets of 5 symbols, or basically here, and I could have made just like five sets of 5 to make a 25 card deck, but I kind of went in a different direction and made 75 cards to include the Western sub-elements, to connect more with the tarot's symbolism, and the symbolism from the Golden Dawn as well. So, in a way, this is like a weird sensory leak that has to be avoided if you were to use this for card guessing. So in a funny way, it's makes it extra challenging to use this deck for card guessing. But all hope is not lost. You could still avoid sensory leak by just applying a method, like a more restricted method of like guessing cards, so you're not seeing that information. So not a big deal, but kind of a funny thing actually when I think about it, having designed the deck and realizing, oh man, I'm making it harder to use the deck in real life if I was going to do card guessing. So there you go. Pretty cool. I'm quite happy with the size of the cards. It fits nicely in the palm of my hand. My hands aren't that big. But yeah, you can see the size of it. It feels really good. So why don't we just do a quick little mini reading here. We'll shuffle up the cards. Oops. And shuffling them up this close kind of gives you an idea of like the sensory leak that kind of happens as you shuffle like this, right? So I'm seeing, these colors kind of pop out. So I just like a little weird thing that happens when you do tarot reading or just like reading with cards, right? These are the things that can happen. Let's just kind of shuffle a little bit more. I like shuffling cards. It's kind of a fun thing. All right, here we go. So then you shouldn't really be able to see the sides of it. And let's just draw this. Ooh, cool. So this is a spirit inside of the earth element. So what can we get out of this? So what we could say is that to stay grounded and stay close to the earth is to boost your spirit and connect yourself to a higher plane of consciousness. So stay grounded out there, and I'll see you in the next video.